Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome to it's gonna be a very brief installment of appabend streams. Today we're going to be talking about multiple topics. And the first topic that I want to talk about is going to be Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5, I just really literally a couple of seconds, just not a couple of seconds, but a couple of hours from beating Far Cry 5. And now we have the drama from Channel Awesome, which I have thoughts on it because if you guys missed it, there's been a very intense drama with Channel Awesome right now. There's even a hashtag for it. It's called hashtag change the channel. It's a very interesting hashtag with lots of people contributing into the hashtag. Basically, the Me Too of Channel Awesome, if you can actually believe that. Yeah, it happened in freaking Screen Junkies. It also happened in Channel Awesome, but not in a way that you might think. It's just mostly Channel Awesome having incredibly incompetent people, but we'll get to the details later. For now, I just want to say hi to the chat. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing very well. Apparently everybody's streaming right now. Cognitive Thought is watching streaming. Bearing is just finished streaming. And Audie Badger is streaming. Yeah, well, and apparently around 89 people watching here. Because here's the thing, Far Cry 5, we're gonna get to Far Cry 5 first, then we're gonna get to, well, I have a couple of memes I want to share too as well. Not much, but still, really good memes to open up the morning, at least for me with morning. It's gonna be nighttime for you guys. So, how are you guys doing? I'll be there in half an hour. Alright. Completely in the dark. Could someone film me in the drama? We'll get to the drama. We'll get to it. Definitely. There's a Channel Awesome drama. What happened to your Channel Awesome again? We'll get to it again. Another controversy, a shooting at YouTube HQ. Have you heard? Yes, I have. Everybody has been talking about it relentlessly. Yes, if you guys missed it, there was a shooting happened in the YouTube HQ at California, apparently. It turns out a couple of interesting things about the shooter is that it's a woman, which is quite rare for a shooter. And apparently the woman is wearing a headscarf. Still rumors circulating on that, but I don't know. We haven't gotten too much news from that, but for now, it's YouTube HQ being stormed down by a woman, a shooter who just happened to be a woman, apparently wearing a headscarf, according to rumors. I don't know. It's chaos. We still need to wait for further infos, further details. It's pretty freaking insane. But let's get to it. Suddenly an appabend stream. I'm on transit to my campus. Well, Far Cry 5 has Dr. App story. The spoilers don't mean shit. I unsubscribed for Channel Awesome months ago. Shit story. Hello Appa, how are you doing? Have you ever read The House on the Borderland by William Hope Hodgson? That's a pretty good work of proto-cosmic horror. That is a very obscure book if I've seen one. I live in Wyoming, population only 500,000. Local Walmart only gets half a dozen copies of Far Cry 5 every day. Sells out within minutes every time. Still haven't played it yet. Oh, that sucks. Buy it on Steam directly, fam. 636 here. It was either you or Super the Butterbuns and I picked you. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I'm not cool enough for the screen chat. Lol. Oh shit, they better be shot then, because otherwise it's not representing the women's. Who the hell is Channel Awesome? The people basically consist of Nostalgia Critic, Linkara, Spoody, all those YouTube reviewer, not YouTube reviewers necessarily, but internet movie reviewers. They joined in together in the banner of Channel Awesome. Not so awesome now, but anyway. Let's wait for the media to try to shit on the story. Can't wait for that Hog kid to platform on the shooting. Oh man, I don't know what David Hogg is going to say about this entire shooting thing. Because I just found out that David Hogg is like 3 years younger than me. He's just in high school. He's basically the age of my sister. And he's been saying really just like provably false stuff about like guns and everything like that. Like he was once said that we need gun control laws that allow background checks, which already happens, which is a thing. Like you can't just easily go to a gun and just buy a freaking assault rifle without having any sorts of checks on your like. There are times in which he's horrendously misinformed, and he's clearly very emotional. And apparently, criticizing him makes me a child murderer. Oh, it's insane. Let's see here. Guess she was a towelhead. It was toxic masculinity that caused the shooting. Do you think the YouTube shooting affect YouTube's policy towards deem violent content in gaming? Well, that's the most ironic thing of the entire thing, isn't it? YouTube basically bans anything related to Second Amendment content, like anything related to guns, anything related to you know, FPS Russia, those sorts of channel. They are not necessarily banned, but they're getting demonetized. Okay, there's some who are banned, just outright banned. Tutorials on how to use guns and everything like that are all banned and everything. And then you have this shooter coming into YouTube, just shoots up the freaking HQ, which is, I don't know, YouTube. It's almost like it doesn't, like your policy doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work at curtailing any sorts of active shooters. It's just you being completely paranoid that the content on YouTube will actually somehow contribute into something. Like, people, like, it's people, I remember when that time when what was it, the Parkland shooting? I forgot. There was a shooting that happened this year in which people blame it on blood sports, which is freaking weird. Internet blood sports, you know, it's just a show where people just talk shit at each other. Apparently that's the one that caused the mass shootings. Anyway, let's see here. You are fake news. Spoonie has not been on Channel Awesome for years, but he is deteriorating. He's deteriorating to the point of insanity. That, and he does play a huge part in this drama, actually. He's not in Channel Awesome for years, but he does play a huge part in this drama, so please, I'll contribute to that later. Don't know what happened in Channel Awesome, but I kind of saw that coming since Nostalgic Chick leaving in 2015. Can't make out of that blue and white poster behind you. Is that XJ9? No, that's me. That is me. Be older me, ye older me, back when I was, oh my god, 154 viewers. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. Anyway, are you familiar with the YouTube show Down the Rabbit Hole? Yeah, I watched a couple of his videos. That's called a live demonstration, a tutorial. Hello, appabend. Hello. Which is your favorite Channel Awesome creator? It used to be Nostalgia Critic, but I used to really like Linkara. I used to really like Spoonie. Some of Spoonie's content is really damn good, but yeah. Now he doesn't do anything much. Okay, so I think we should just start off with we've been 10 minutes here, so do you think Medicare will talk about this? Absolutely. He absolutely will talk about that. What's going on with Channel Awesome? So we're gonna get to, everybody's been demanding me to talk about the Channel Awesome drama first, so let's get to the Channel Awesome drama. I think I should share the link for this document that documents the entire thing. I'll share the link here for a little bit. All right. So, in the description of this video, if you refresh it, you should be able to find a Google Docs link that will link into a documents page that documents pretty much all the sorts of grievances that are being compiled by former and current, or maybe even anonymous content Channel Awesome contributors. Now, there are basically so many things to cover up here, and it's 69 pages. which is, it's pretty long indeed. And it covers up everyone's complaints. Like, everybody's in here. Obscures Lupa, Mars Girl, Linkara, Jesu Otaku, Benze, Renegade Cut. Like, this Nostalgia Chick is here. It covers up pretty much everybody. Everyone's complaints. But the most general complaints that I can give to you is that the biggest mistake goes entirely to Mike Machad, the site's CEO. He is basically... he does not like to communicate, that's one. And he's a frequent bully. And one of the things that he does is that, for example, let's see here. Communication was the worst. There was a time where one of the creators, I think it was Mars Girl basically said that he always got pissed off with the littlest things so much, the smallest things so much, to the point where she is afraid of even talking to him. Yeah, which is insane. Make sure this video isn't unlisted. I'll try not to make this video unlisted, because this is a message that the people at Channel Awesome wanted everybody to know. And again, if you want to see the full detail, which I highly recommend you to read it yourself in full detail. It's in the description. Go check it out. There is a lot of very internal drama that is happening with Channel Awesome. And again, the most general point is that Mike Machad, the CEO, is a slimy asshole. Really does not help in these matters at all. And Doug Walker himself, Doug Walker's, as far as I can recall, his worst sin here is being incompetent. Like, he does not plan out in a lot of his like anniversary videos. He does not plan out. Apparently at one moment, the group had to like, they're like almost first. They're like first in one of the sets. Like, they don't provide any sorts of water. Doug didn't provide any sorts of water. I forgot who, but let's see here. Yeah, here it is. They don't have food for water in one of the sets. It was arrogance, apparently. Everyone who gets to film has a learning curve, but Doug and co-bar delayed, they had nothing to learn, and this resulted in a variety of issues. Not bothering to secure permits or even learn shooting location hours, or to multiple injuries on the set. A quote, set of Boldly Flee. They never secured production insurance. Ed Glazer and I had to step in during Suburban Night Shot, which had next to no planning. Yeah, lots of various incompetence happening with Channel Awesome. And again, I can't cover up all of this because this is clearly way too much for me to cover. It's highly recommended if you just read it yourself and get through this. It's very interesting. It's very much eye-opening. What I can cover is apparently a fan document. Apparently, it doesn't just come from it doesn't just come from the it doesn't just come from the creators, it also comes from the fans. Now, here is a comment. Here's a comment from Alan. I find this very interesting. Basically what happened is that a fan, Alan, he comes in, he bought the DVD for Suburban Nights, one of Channel Awesome's anniversary videos. He asked to Doug and then said, well, can you sign on my DVD? And Doug said, sure, signed it and had it back. I asked Rob to sign it and he looked up, said, what's up? I said, hi, big fan. Could you please sign my DVD? And he simply replied, no. Doug looked at Rob and said something like, oh, come on, man. And Rob literally looked at Doug and said, fuck off. Yeah, Rob is not exactly the nicest person. According to this document, at least. Rob Walker perma-banned me on the Channel Awesome forums, deleted my Channel Awesome, formerly that guy with the glasses account, to the main page, so all my blogs were lost as well. I could no longer comment. Another thing I find very interesting in the Channel Awesome is that apparently a lot of the videos on the server, a lot of the videos are stored in like one hard drive. That's one. And apparently not nostalgic. Apparently Doug Walker is so incompetent. Like he has no clue in editing apparently. I'll try to get to the Tumblr blog. The one from Mars Girl. Where is it? I think it was this one. Okay, here's a Tumblr blog from Mars Girl. It basically documents in a lot of things. So apparently it also includes starting a blind eye to sexual harassment until it almost actually got violent. That's interesting. Not providing food or water for people in the movie sets, trying to force 2 of their contributors to do a rape sexual assault scene, spending $90,000 of viewers' money on, this is an archive link, so I can't really see it, buying a warehouse studio, not bothering to sound dampen it. That's interesting. He's not incompetent. To me, he's just a tool for Channel Awesome, a fall guy, you might call it. Yeah, the thing about Doug is that, and in a lot of ways I feel bad for him, it's all about, Channel Awesome is all about Doug. Like, the way Channel Awesome was structured, it was directed, it was all to please this one content creator, Doug. And leaving the other content creators to just away from his focus, which is not good, because that guy with the glasses didn't go out that way. That guy with the glasses, like the front page, I remember the front page of that guy with the glasses having Doug's content in like the first page, and then the next one is like bomb reviews, and then the other one, other content creators' content in like the bottom, like all of them, all the videos and everything like that. It's displayed pretty much right there. Oh crap! The stream is down. Is it down? It's going well. It's that's weird. That is very weird. Okay, it's back. It went down for a little while. That's weird. Guys, I'm going to I should have done this before the stream, but I will be just banging on the modem for a bit. I will be right back. Okay, I should be back. Talking about Channel Awesome. So here it is. No, get back. Get back. Oh, Dan Olsen. Anyway, where are you? Where are we? Okay, so we were talking about that guy with the glasses. We're talking about the drama that has been happening. We're talking about what's going on with that guy with the glasses. And here are a couple of things that are happening with that guy with the glasses. And who is left on Channel Awesome? I'm not really sure. Bagging stuff on stream demonetized. Interesting. I can't believe that Rob was a jerk. When will Santa Christ think? What will Santa Christ think of this? Watch the video, that Social Injustice Warriors video he made yesterday. Huh. Channel Awesome seems like a really shitty place if you're a woman. Yeah, it is. Apparently, there are a lot of women who are kicked out of the site for basically complaining about the site's rules and policies. I recommend people check out Extra Mana. He did interviews with Mars Girls. That chick with the goggles and Jason Polaroid. That's interesting. Why would he need to know this? He has people around him to do it. Look at Linus Tech Tips and Philip DeFranco. They have dedicated editors to do most, if not all of that shit. Linus knows what he's doing. Linus knows what he's talking about. If Philip DeFranco knows what he's talking about. Philip DeFranco knows his editing. Like, Doug Walker started off doing all of this project himself. Like, at the very least, he should know some basic editing. He's the content creator for this thing. If he has people dedicated for that sort of stuff, I mean, fine. That's cool and all. But basic, like there's some basic editing that he doesn't apparently know. We're gonna get to that. One hard drive for a channel with over 1 million subs. Well, there was that time where Doug lost the video, the farewell video for who's that girl? Doug lost the farewell video for one of the chick who joined in demo reel. Apparently it was because he deleted all of his projects, which you don't do that. You tend not to do that. You tend to keep your raw files at least somewhere safe. At least in your hard drive or something like that, or an external hard drive. I keep my footages, my downloads, my video archives in an external hard drive. I don't. Yeah, Rachel, there it is. She left. Apparently, it's because Doug mistakenly deleted it. Hold up, hasn't Jim already covered in his channel Awesome series, or at least the Mike McCod stuff? He had, but the problem is they didn't. The problem is they didn't. The people on the channel Awesome, they didn't start to talk about this until they finally brought it up. So now, well, we're mass producing and selling artists' work without informing or compensating her, firing someone for making anti-Gamergate videos. Okay, look. I am. It's very much clear that I am very much pro on the Gamergate side. But if you fire someone for making anti-Gamergate videos, I think don't do that. Don't let their arguments defeat themselves. Okay. Mislabeling videos in their queue, they're screaming end contributors who mentioned to mix up the fans, constantly changing scripts for anniversary videos so no one could learn their lines on time. A general Wizo's approach to filmmaking and treatment of cast crew. People fainting on set. That is interesting. General mismanagement of footage, videos, resources, staff, and expecting people to do tons of work in basically no time. Verbally abusing contributors to the point of tears. Never addressing contributor issues and complaints. Insulting and harassing female employees who have suggestions or complaints. Shutting down entire sites without forwarding to contributors. Yeah, that's also a thing that is very interesting that I find very stupid for Doug to do this. When Doug does his To Boldly Flee Anniversaries theme, that was at the point where he wants to end the Nostalgia Critic character. Apparently, he didn't tell anybody about that. Like, he didn't tell anyone about in the channel Awesome when making the freaking anniversary video that he's going to end the Nostalgia Critic character right there. That is stupid. Like, that is stupid. If you're going to end something, like, if you're gonna, like, ending the Nostalgia Critic character, like, that is a very stupid decision in the first place, because yeah, okay, you might do it for another passion project of yours, but the problem is there are many other people who depends on your presence as Nostalgia Critic, and unfortunately, by the time you end Nostalgia Critic right there, you're going to end pretty much a lot of the other movie reviewers' career, other movie or any fictional media's reviewers or vloggers in there. You're gonna pretty much end their career. He's the next Spielberg, you know. Nice. Mr. Medico said he's going to do another video on recent channel Awesome videos. Of course, yeah, I know. He will. Obviously he will. And I'll leave that to him. The best thing I can do is just be making videos on making this stream on this thing, talking about this. Yeah, he canceled Nostalgia Critic without telling anyone. And to boldly flee, when he wanted to cancel the entire Nostalgia Critic stick, he didn't tell anyone about it. Like, they only know by the time they read the script, which is very stupid. So sorry I'm late. Cliff notes on what I missed here. Okay, so basically there's a site called Channel Awesome. Channel Awesome hosted movie reviewers, internet movie reviewers such as Nostalgia Critic. You have reviewers like Linkara. You have Spoonie. Spoonie's not in there anymore, but used to be Spoonie in there. Angry Joe is still. I think Angry Joe is still in there. Yeah, there are so many more contributors apparently. And then we have the recent drama of them in a hashtag called hashtag change the channel. It started by Obscurus Lupa, Linkara, and Mars Girl, and many other former Channel Awesome contributors, basically airing their complaints in what happened in Channel Awesome, like the mismanagement, the general Mike Michaud, the CEO, being very incompetent in his job, unable to communicate, and being an asshole in general. Yeah, and one of the things that make Channel Awesome to become what it is right now is Nostalgia Critic. In one moment, Nostalgia Critic made an anniversary video where he wanted to end the Nostalgia Critic character. And by the time he ended that Nostalgia Critic character, well, he goes to demo reel, it didn't work, so he goes back to being Nostalgia Critic again. But at that time, when he was trying to bring up the nostalgia, to end the Nostalgia Critic character, he did not tell any other Channel Awesome contributors that he's going to end Nostalgia Critic. He didn't. Even though all of these contributors to his channel, a lot of them, actually, some of them, not a lot of them, depends entirely on the channel. Like, they work for the channel. Like Linkara made this video about how you shouldn't turn off the ads, and that's a bit of a petty thing to say, but well, Linkara has made his freaking livelihood in this channel a really bad decision. That it is certainly going to impact his. But then again, he's a very successful channel now. So again, I have no again. Basically, God damn it, where was I? Where was I? Oh shit, where was I? Yeah. So basically, a lot of the content creators, they depend on Channel Awesome. And by the time Nostalgia Critic said that he's going to end the character, that's when all of the content creators are going to realize that, wow, if nobody's going to come to Channel Awesome because of Nostalgia Critic, then what are we going to do? Are we just going to... there are not going to be any potential Nostalgia Critic viewers who are interested with other content creators. It's insane. If you want to read more on the details, I left a link in the description down below in a freaking... It's a Google Docs page. It's like 69 pages long, and it's quite revealing. Let's see here. Shutting down entire sites without forewarning contributors. Yeah. General misogyny towards female talent. Management not being able to available to site members. Keep in mind that it is full-blown corporation. Yeah. It's not an LLC. It's Channel Awesome is a full-blown corporation. That's... randomly dropping people for not posting videos despite random rule change, and or this video seem not scheduled right manager. A general creepy and flippant approach to the characters that they wrote. Well, I'm just gonna need to get to the chat here for a bit. Turn off that pesky ad block. Turn off that pesky ad block. Linkara told people to turn off that pesky ad block before it was cool. Yeah, in a lot of ways, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, he did. SF Debris, part of the channel. Yeah, as far as I know, he was. Not sure if he is now. I forgot. Isn't it funny how Doc Walker bashes Dark Knight Rises yet gives a pass in Spider-Man 3? Ha ha ha, moron. I don't think that's the... I don't think I would hold his movie opinions on his, like, movies incompetence. Like, I can have a generally garbage movie opinion and still be somehow a decent person. Like, for fuck's sake, I still... To this day, I still like Justice League, the film, because it gives me exactly what I wanted. I acknowledge the criticisms of the film. I acknowledge that the film is garbage in every single level. But man, you got all the characters, finally they talk They actually talk, they actually chat, they actually make jokes, they actually have fun. Like, yeah, give me that at least, because Batman v Superman and Man of Steel has been very depressing. Where are we? I can understand why he bashes The Dark Knight Rises. He gave Spider-Man 3 a pass because Spider-Man 3 is at least a very silly... According to him, Spider-Man 3 is a very silly movie, just like the other Spider-Man films. But the one thing that he doesn't acknowledge is that Spider-Man 3 is... It's not that it's as silly as the previous film, it's just that it's not well made as the previous films. It is very shoddily made. There's a lot of very clear executive meddling on that film. And the decision of putting Venom in the end, it's just, there's way too much villains, way too much storyline being put in together. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Like, the Sandman part was really good, but it's just that, I think it was Fox or Marvel or whoever in the executive, they just told Raimi to add more villains in the mix, even though it's basically not necessary. Dog Walker is a piece of shit who doesn't believe that the Matrix is good or that the Matrix is real. Come on, like you're gonna judge someone based on their movie's taste. Spider-Man 3 suffers from mood whiplash. Yeah, Emo Peter was a fucking dumbass idea. Larry Bundy Jr. was part of Channel Awesome. Was very key much here. I'm ducking out to watch these extra mana interviews. Peace. Well, go ahead. You are gay, lol. Classic. Wasn't someone fired because they did not reply fast enough? Apparently, I'm not sure. Remember Jawario? Apparently there was some stupidity about his death, and Channel Awesome CEO wanted to turn it into a money-making event. Christ. And it was Sony. Yeah. Who was it? I forgot. You're not alone. I like Justice League. All right. But I like it. That doesn't mean it's a bad film. It is a bad film. I wholeheartedly acknowledge that it is a bad film. I admit it is a terrible film, but I still like it for a lot of the really just lighthearted Justice League moments. And at least I admit when I can be a fanboy. Like, there are times in which I can be a fanboy. At least I admit it. Okay, fine. I admit I can be very flawed. I can have very serious bias. But at least acknowledging that I have that bias instead of just keep trying to justify myself. Well, Justice League's actually pretty good, guys. It's actually a really good film. And then you just need to listen to other people's perspectives and then say, okay, maybe it's good because you're just so emotionally attached to the characters. Or it's not that it's good, it's just that you personally like it. So, there. In fact, I would say, since Spider-Man 3 is one of the films that Doug Walker loves but everyone else hates, I think you guys should share in your own films that everybody hates but you personally love. Somebody shared, I like Aliens vs Predator, let's fight faggot. Alien vs Predator, I actually really like that film as well. It is designed to be a slasher flick. I hate that some of the like, I love the last part of the film where the girl is working together with the Predator and they have to use sign language to work together. Like, make an entire film based on that. Like, I would love it. That is great. That entire moment is so cool. It is really good. I like that. It is, the fights between the alien and the Predator, it was a bit too dark, it needs a little bit more light in there. But when the end part of Alien vs Predator is really good, I really, really like it. It is great, fam. I liked Ready Player One. Does that count? I can see why people like Ready Player One, but I just personally don't. The original Bayformers, Teenage Mutant Ogre Turtles. The original Bayformers wasn't that bad. Like, I watched it. It wasn't that bad. The sequels are shit, though. Lion King 2. That is interesting. That blue screen hurts my eyes in 360p. Do you have a less painful way for us to view it? No, unfortunately. If I make it in 720p, it's actually even more painful because the compression in 720p towards 360p is going to make your eyes hurt. a lot more. Unless you watch constantly in HD and have a very fast internet connection, which most people don't. And this is a stream of me just talking anyway, so 360p, it's very much viable. And my internet is shit, so, well, there's that. Let's see here. Yeah, people have been posting it, the movies they hate but everyone else loves. Nice. No, so a movie you guys hate, you guys love, but everyone else hates. I like Cory in the House. I'm pretty sure everybody does. I love Ghost in the Shell live action. I actually really like that film. It's not great, but as far as I'm sad that it bombed though, because it doesn't have really much good advertising. But as far as adaptations go, it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't too bad. Like, it didn't, there are none of the changes. It felt like a typical episode of Standalone Complex with Scarlett Johansson just playing as Motoko Kusanagi. It's not terrible. It's actually pretty enjoyable. Spider-Man 3 was a 2007 movie, still had better train action and CGI than Black Panther in a... Spider-Man 3! Train action. Oh yeah, train underground in yeah, when it's Sandman is fighting, when Sandman's fighting Spider. I thought you were talking Spider-Man 2, I forgot. I like Justice League as well. Thoughts on Angry Joe's Street Fighter miniature game? Does he even have the rights to do that? Where do you want the next Far Cry to take place? I would want it to take place in Australia or Russia. Those two are very good suggestions. It already takes place in Indonesia, so yeah, might as well go for that. Spider-Man 3 completely got Eddie's character wrong, absolutely. They had already decided to fire her, but it took forever for them to be able to reach her. Venom sucked in that movie. So to sum up, what are your views on Channel Awesome crew with everything discussed here in mind? In general, my opinions on the drama, it is interesting, it is eye-opening, and as a content creator myself, like I want to branch out as well. Like, I have plans to branch out. I have plans to, do other things. Like my plan, like my Patreon goals is to make my own animation studio. Like, by the time I get like 2,000 Patreon, $2,000 Patreon, or $3,000 Patreon, gonna pile up some money and then make my own animation studio here. Hire some artists, hire some talented people, hire some voice actors. We're gonna make some anime. I want to be like that. I want it. That's like one of my dreams there. But unfortunately, at least there are a lot of things that I need to take notes from here. Like, I need to be able to care about other people. Like, I know that I need to understand that, yes, this is a passion project that I have. I have a passion towards certain things, but eventually I need to be able to understand that people also have their own struggles. They have their own issues, and we need to be able to consider the crews and consider the people that that are going to make content for you. You need to consider the livelihoods as well. You need to, because it's just general mismanagement, like you don't have food, you don't have it's everything like that, and planning as well. Like it requires a lot of planning. Definitely tons of plans for this sort of thing. And yeah, gotta love Lord Cat, Micah Curtis getting shit on calling Channel Awesome years ago, and now the enablers love ship and everyone listens. Cunts. I already talked with Micah Curtis about the Channel Awesome drama, but it's been a while since then. So it's been actually months. Actually, it's been last year. I love the second Mortal Kombat movie. I like the Lost in Space movie. I like Jurassic Park 3. I don't get where the hate of Power Rangers 2017 come from. I actually didn't like Power Rangers 2017 that much, but I didn't hate it. It's not terrible. It's okay. I like Mars Attack. Okay. I like Ghost Rider 2008. I like Mars Attack. Friday the 13th Part 8. I don't know why, but watching Jason killing people on a boat on the last 20 minutes in New York City is pretty fun to me. If you guys missed it, we were talking about movies that you guys love but everyone else hates. Waterworld, I love that film, but everyone hates it when it's actually not that bad. The Room is a masterpiece of shitty cinema. I love Ready Player One. Yeah, I'm that kind of fanboy. Okay. I actually like Food Fight as a comedy film. I actually like Man of Steel. I like Pixels. I hate how he says he hates people judging people based on their opinions. I hate how he says he hates people judging people based on their opinions when he does the same thing. I can't recall him exactly saying that, but 10-year-old me loved Romeo and Juliet. I still like it. It's okay, but it's not good. Romeo and Juliet. There's a sequel for that. Sherlock Gnomes out on theater. No, really. There's a sequel for that. It's called Sherlock Gnomes. Freaking puns. Doug Walker shitted on Conan the Barbarian. I lost respect for him. I don't think so. He didn't shit on it. He's just embracing how freaking stupid the film is. He does make fun of the film, but in the end, he says the film is like stupid, goofy fun, as far as I can recall. He does that to Commando as well. Like Commando, like he's going to he just straight up said in the beginning of the video, he thought the film was fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. You're a fucking Neanderthal. Far Cry 6 in Saudi Arabia. Christ. Justice League, Alien vs. Predator, Suicide Squad, Super Mario Brothers, Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie version, Man of Steel, both Michael Bay TMNT films. Okay. I love all the Underworld movies. All right. What kinds of animations we were planning to make? Anime sorts of stuff. So, reminds me of a question I always have. Is it just me or Indonesian dubs usually sound so emotionally flat? No, actually no. Indonesian dubs are generally pretty good. The problem is that they tend to get pretty much the same voice actors. The voice actors need to train their voices a bit, because a lot of the time when they dub, it's very obvious that I recognize, like, oh, I recognize that voice. It's the same voice as this guy, the same voice as this guy, the same voice as this. But the acting wasn't that bad. I actually watched the entire Last Airbender in the Indonesian dub, and with the putting aside Katara's glaring change of voice actors, like in the end, it's not that bad. I actually really like it. Starship Troopers is amazing. Hell, I freaking love Starship Troopers. I freaking love it. I like Tim Story's Fantastic Four movie. I like Deus Ex Invisible Wars and Thief Deadly Shadows. The standalone complex dub is better than the sub version. Far Cry 5 spoilers. There's a Heaven's Gate preacher named Joseph Seed stirring up shit. It's up to your character to plant the American flag up his ass. Glorious gunfighting ensues. I watch Kill la Kill for the plot. I like Kingdom Hearts storyline. I think it's mostly just fan fictions. I love Pirates of the Caribbean 1 to 3. I actually like the trilogy as well. I like how, yeah, it's very complex. It's very unnecessarily complex, but it's visually very visually stunning. There's a lot of work on the choreography. I like the trilogy. It's just that the next two movies, I don't even remember that there's another 2 movie after that. What is worse, being fired for voicing opinions or being fired for something you never had? Because it's reminding me of the shit that happened to Rooster Teeth. Huh. I actually really love Sausage Party. Everybody likes Sausage Party, so no. I like Mummy 1990. Huh. I like Mars Attack as a nostalgia film. Appa, when you start up your studio, would you mind if I join you to put forward some of my ideas for the series? Well, if you're going to contribute ideas, you can. But that doesn't mean that I won't put you in there. That doesn't mean that I will put you in there. You can contribute ideas, but I will mostly give me your CVs, fam. Like, give me your CVs, give me your resume. Apparently nobody said CV anymore. They just say resume. Like, put in your resume. What is your talent? Give it to me, and then we can discuss potential future business contracts. I like Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. I think you're talking about Abraham Lincoln the Vampire Hunter. Abraham Lincoln the Vampire Hunter. Yeah, that one was okay. What channel awesome drama? Wow, you've been missing out a lot. Oh, you've been missing out. Read there's a document on the bottom that basically sums it up. It's pretty freaking intense. All my friends like Ready Player One more than me, even though they read the book. I like everything. Apparently, people said that the story was a lot heavier, and Wade Watts is a lot more unlikable. But well, this might not be the best time, but YouTube is on the news right now. Yes, we already talked about the YouTube HQ shooting back in California. The shooter was a woman apparently, and she's wearing a headscarf apparently. But it's very early to talk about it, so we're gonna need to wait for further information. I like every David Cage game. Heavy Rain was amazingly stupid, retarded, and an amazing experience. I like David Cage games as well, but not in an ironic fashion. Like, I like them because of how overly melodramatic they are. Like, there was a freaking dialogue in like so basically I'm gonna have to spoil Heavy Rain. But then again, there are multiple endings. So I don't think this is a spoiler. When Ethan finds Sean, and then if Sean actually dies, and then Ethan ends up being with Madison, Ethan says, well, I am regretting. He basically says, I regret that my son, I should have done a lot more to my son. And then Madison, I don't know, is like, give me a daughter. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, you're just looking, can you please give me a daughter? She said that right in front of Sean's freaking funeral. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Look, he's still grieving to his son. He just says, please give me your daughter. What the fuck? Like, that's the sort of moments that I fucking love. I love this game. It is so melodramatic. It is so bad. It is so freaking bad. It is so cringy. It is so melodramatic. It is so I can't. There's so many there's so many unintentionally funny moments. You can call it the room of video games, but apparently Hunt Down the Freeman takes that throne. But it's still so unbelievably hilarious. The way Ethan shouts, Sean! 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 I can't not laugh at it. I'm sorry. I can't laugh at it. It is just so fucking hilarious. Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies, a movie by Asylum. Oh, nice. Heavy Rain is a masterpiece. Fight me, fam. It just has a few Bernie points. The room of video games. Oh my god. I'm a huge Yoko Taro fan. Half of his games are terrible, yet I love them for the ride they are. Nier Automata, if I have to be fair to Nier Automata, it's a great experience, but not a great game. It is very misguided in the gameplay department. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. It becomes a shooter, it becomes a hack and slash. The hack and slash mechanics are confusing. It doesn't really tell you a lot. So I just press buttons, which is strange. Like a lot of Platinum games, they rely so much on skills, but Nier Automata, it's a nice experience, a great experience from start to finish. I love the experience that it gives to me, but it's not exactly great in the gameplay department. That's why I just tuned the difficulty down to easy so that I could just stroll down the story. Opinions on Uwe Ball. Oh, Uwe Ball. Uwe Ball. I didn't like him. It's very much surprising I didn't like him. But a lot of his films are... I've seen a couple of his films. Did you know that he made a film... he made a film about Dungeon Siege. Of all the games that he made a film of. It's called In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale. Oh, how could you make a film about Dungeon Siege? Apparently the film stars Jason Statham. It was a weird film to make an adaptation of. I literally Googled that and I was like, how is this a fucking film? And then I watched it on TV accidentally. I just caught it on TV. I watched it for a bit because there's nothing else to watch on at a time. It was bad. I only watched like 20 minutes of it. And even for watching like 20 minutes, like, yeah, this is a bad film. This is a fucking bad film. And keep in mind, I was like in middle school or high school. My taste in films are not exactly great back then as it is now. Gotta socialize, see you, Appa. Have you played Persona 1 and Persona 2? I have played Persona 2. I haven't beaten it, but I'm nearly there. I already know how the story goes. I haven't played Persona 1. Persona 2 was a unique game in a sense that it still does have all of the Persona things that I love. The characters are likable. They all have depth. They all have story. All of them are relatable in some ways or the other. Even if they started off like all of them. All of them started off. You hate them at the first place, or you just find them boring, but then in the end you really relate to them. You want to know more about them. You feel for them. You care for the struggle. It has that persona. What Persona 2, it has that persona sort of quality. What Persona 2 missteps is the story. It's fucking garbage. It is garbage tier shit fire shitstorm of a freaking game. It is a garbage story. The story is fucking garbage. It's apparently directed by Shinji Meguro. Oh, thank you so much for the donation, Ballot the God. Wait, so what you're telling me is that Bay Dragon... Oh, fuck, I can't read that. Thank you so much for the donation anyway. I am sorry. I don't expect... Every stream, I don't expect donation from Streamlab, but regardless, thank you so much for the donation. I gotta need to read your chat here, but anyway, where were we? Yeah, Persona 2 story is fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible in every sense of the word. Like at one moment you are exploring like how the sins of the past of your childhood's the childhood sins that you have the sins that you have done when you're a childhood, but literally next door you are fighting Hitler and aliens from outer space, and I was like, this is some serious tone shift. Wait, so what you're telling me is that it was real? The bad dragon frosting was real? You're lying, kidding me entirely. Well, if it's true, then all hacks are hacks. You know what's not hack? Donating to my Patreon. .com/appabend. I always feel my Patreon in that way. Like, I try to talk about something in my videos, and then out of nowhere, I was like, Patreon! Have you played any of the other games from the Shin Megami Tensei franchise? I've only played Nocturne, SMT, Digital Devil Saga 1, and Digital Devil Saga 2. Blood Rain is a fun game. Have you played... goddamn, where are we? Nier Automata and Nier are the only tower games that are considered good. Huh. I like Quadritreme games, but because I'm moving to another country, I'm forced to sell them, and some other PS3 games. I live in Venezuela. Oh my god, much condolences, fam. Oh, I heard that. I heard some really bad horror stories in that country. Anyway, at least reach the end bit, please. I already did. Persona 2 story is literally Hitler, indeed. Do you play any of the first few Fallout games, and what are your thoughts? Yes, I have played Fallout 1, I have played Fallout 2. I have beaten Fallout 1, I haven't beaten Fallout 2. Both games, not exactly perfect, but it is Fallout. It is definitely Fallout without sense of, in every sense of the word. Apparently, people thought that the first Fallout is the true Fallout. Fallout 2 has a lot more fantastical elements in it, which I can definitely see. But Fallout... Oh, fuck. It's bad again, isn't it? Oh, F for the Venezuelan. Okay, I thought the stream died. Anyway, yeah, Fallout 2. I played these two Fallout games, and yeah, it's I like them, but they're not perfect. They are definitely, they managed to set up the universe, but they're not exactly the perfect game. Let's see here. You know, with how semi-political Far Cry series have become, it slowly but surely transforms into a Metal Gear Solid game, which is not bad considering what Konami did to Metal Gear. The thing about Metal Gear is that it is very heavily based on politics, but it doesn't align with any sort of ideology, as far as I can recall. Like, it doesn't align on any ideology. It just talks about the horrors of humanity in general. How about the video games we love but everyone else hates? That is actually a good question. I would like to bring that question to you guys. What are the video games that you love but everyone else seems to hate? Fallout was spiritual successor to Wasteland. Yeah, Wasteland is a very ancient game. Wasteland 2 though, I love Wasteland 2. I fucking love that game. It is freaking amazing. Thoughts on Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 13 is a game that takes 20 to 30 hours before it finally gets good. And unfortunately, not a lot of people have the time to spend to actually get that far. And even in the next 20 to 30 hours, the game isn't that great. Like, it's not, like, by the time you reach to the 20 to 30 hours point, it's not as good as many other JRPGs out there. So, not exactly great in the JRPG department. Final Fantasy, especially the sequels. Final Fantasy 13 2's ending was just... Oh. Final Fantasy 15, on the other hand, apparently people have mixed bag opinions. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. Some people get into it a lot better than the other Final Fantasy games. Actually, give me one, I'll be right back. Okay, some people liked it, some people didn't like it, and I personally, I haven't played it, but from what it looks like at least it involves the series in some ways or the other. So, what are your thoughts on the Persona 4 anime? It's very much fan service galore. It's not exactly a great anime. But apparently my brother gets into Persona with that anime. He binge watched through that anime, so what do I know? Maybe the anime was really good. But I watched the anime and it's just fan service content. It's clearly a lot of the content, a lot of the story would have been explored a lot more if it was in the game. Although I really love how they tie up a lot of the social links somehow into that anime. I would love to see how Persona 5 anime did that. Anyway. Let's see. What are the games that you love but everyone else hates? X-Men 2 Wolverine's Revenge on the PS2. Huh. I love Drakengard 3. You mean Drakengard. Naughty Bear Manhunt with Teddy Bears. I love Zelda Skyward Sword. Omicron Nomad Souls. Omicron Nomad Souls was really good. People hated it. I don't think people hated it that much. It's just that people don't know about it that much. It has a cult following, certainly indeed. It's not exactly a popular game. Not popular because people hated it. It's just unpopular because it's not people know about that game. Total Overdose. Oh man, Total Overdose. Ah, yes, I remember that game. I freaking remember that game. Lots of destructions, lots of shooting, lots of fun. Total Overdose, man, they need to make Total Overdose. Like Just Cause is essentially, in some ways, Just Cause is just kind of the continuation of Total Overdose. Not exactly the same game, but yeah, Just Cause is my Total Overdose right now. So I have a soft spot for Sonic Unleashed. Skyward Sword is good too. I love Hellgate London, even so it has a lot of problems. I kind of like Mass Effect Andromeda. I can tolerate Devil May Cry 2. Gone on the PS2. Gone on the PS... I played Gone on the PC when I had a freaking notebook. It was an ancient notebook. Like, it's actually a new notebook, but the specs are very low. It's like 1 gig of RAM. It ran very well because it's a very old game, and I freaking loved it. I freaking loved that game. It's a great game. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, not Fallout Tactics. I'm talking about the PS2 game. Yeah, the PS2 game is very much... It's basically Baldur's Gate, Shadows of I think Baldur's Gate... No, Baldur's Gate... There was a Baldur's Gate game on the PS2. It's basically that. I forgot which one is it. I used to spend days doing whole RPGs until I took an error to the hard drive. I love Bioshock 2 and I don't acknowledge Infinite's existence. I'm the opposite, actually. I didn't acknowledge Bioshock 2 exists because I think it's a very unnecessary sequel. Like, the first story is very much self-contained. You don't really need to extend it to the story. Extend the Raptor story into a new chapter. Bioshock 2 has a lot of flaws. Like, Infinite, in a lot of ways, I find Bioshock 2... the problems that I have with Bioshock 2 has a lot of problems that I have with Infinite as well. Infinite, I didn't... Well, in retrospect, I used to really love Infinite, but Now I can certainly acknowledge the flaws that it have. So actually Infinite is the game that I love, but everyone else hates. So yeah. Shia LaBeouf in Far Cry 5. Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Oh, people hated Rainbow Six Vegas 2. That's interesting. I love Shadow the Hedgehog game. While many people bashed the game, I fucking loved it. How edge and how soberly serious it is. It's like watching good 90s cartoon. I think they are making Persona 5 an anime. Yes, like I said, I want to see how it goes into Persona 5 anime. Remember Me. Remember Me was really good. Like, that is the only Don't Not game that I can confidently say a game. You know, that Life is Strange. Life is Strange. It's a freaking adventure. It's a freaking adventure game, narrative-driven game, but it's not exactly a game. And Remember Me was really good. I like. There are a lot of great ideas. Just could have been so much better. Rocket Power Beach Bandits on PS2. Rocket Power, as in that Nickelodeon show, Rocket Power. Damn. Mass Effect Andromeda and Mass Effect 3. I actually really like Mass Effect 3 for the gameplay. Not so much for the RPG elements, not so much for the story. I think the gameplay is significantly better than the other two Mass Effect games. I had a lot more fun shooting the Reapers and the Husk and other creatures and the Marauders in Mass Effect 3 rather than the other Mass Effects. So, Right to Hell Retribution. How did Bruce Wayne get from Morocco to Gotham in less than 2 hours with no money, then paint the bat symbol on the side of the bridge? Well, that is actually a very good question regarding the Dark Knight Crisis. And apparently some people's theory is that Bruce Wayne stole a plane. Bruce Wayne stole a freaking plane and just flies into Gotham and parachutes himself in one of the districts. I don't know. He's a freaking Batman. I don't know what he does, but still, it would have loved if we just see how he gets into Gotham all of a sudden in that. Final Fantasy 15 brings down the series like Tyler Perry brings down the entire African Americans race. Oh, that is. I have to be fair. If I have to be fair with Tyler Perry, he does a great job in Gone Girl. I think that's one of the few roles in which Tyler Perry is actually really good. Gone Girl. Star Wars The Clone Wars on GameCube. I like the DMC reboot. Yeah, my brother is a huge fan of the DMC games, and he also really liked and enjoyed the DMC reboot. In fact, he thought the gameplay was pretty fine. It's just that the story was bleh. I have enjoyed Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Dragon Ball Z Sagas, DMC reboot, Resident Evil 6. I like Resident Evil 6. I dug Tokyo Mirage Sessions for the most part. I don't think Deus Ex Invisible War was at all bad. Alien vs Predator 3. Shrek is my second favorite anime. Shadow the Edgelord is truly pro-Trump game. Keep the black aliens out of this country. I like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, the newer one. Hot Pursuit was not that bad. Let's see. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, one of my favorite all-time favorite. Yeah, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is a PS2 game. Also, there was a Justice League game, Justice League Heroes on the PS2. That is a really good Justice League game. I want to play that game again. It has all the Justice League characters. I want to play that game again because I played that game a lot. Justice League, it was Justice League Heroes on the PS2. I want to play that game again. I really need to play that game again. It has all of my favorite DC characters in there, so yeah. And it's an RPG too, so yeah. Dark Alliance 3, never. Silent Hill, The Room, and Downpour. The Room has some great ideas, but it falls on the execution. Downpour is actually legitimately good, but not like it's not scary. Unfortunately, that's the problem with Downpour. It has great survival elements, great Silent Hill aesthetics, but it's not scary. What are you talking about? BioShock 2 has a lot more personality. It's also depressing as hell. I can certainly vouch for that. BioShock 2 has a lot more personality, but I just think that BioShock 2 is flawed in terms of like the story. Like it doesn't the story is unnecessary. You don't need to continue the story of Raptor. It's pretty much very self-contained in BioShock 1.
Depressing as hell. Well, Bioshock 1 is also depressing as hell. Did much better. If I have to say, Bioshock 1 is definitely better at Bioshock 2. So, Life is Cringe is good when you're drunk as hell. They really shouldn't have called it Remember Me. Unfortunate name. Yeah. Younger me used to love Sonic Heroes and Sonic 06. 20-year-old me regrets ever playing these games a lot. I actually used to play a lot of Sonic R on the PC. Sonic R was a terrible racing game. You can beat that game in just a couple of hours. Just find the Chaos Emeralds, you'll finally just beat the game, get to the secret stage. Scarface, the video game, Cold Fear, The Punisher, Second Sight, James Bond, Everything or Nothing was my jam on the original Xbox. I love the original Call of Duty and GameCube. GameCube is my jam. The Punisher on the PS2 is awesome. Yeah, I like that Punisher on the PS2. There was a city not far away, so it would make sense Bruce would back to Gotham. Plus, Dark Knight Rises is a masterpiece with a comparable to Ledger's performance of Hardy and it's a masterpiece with a comparable to Ledger's performance by Hardy, and I mean by that, Dark Knight Rises. I didn't like Dark Knight Rises, but I don't think it's a bad film. I don't think it's a bad film. There are some severe flaws in it. I don't hate it. I like it, but it's not exactly great. I played Sonic R in high school on the PC because I found a disc somewhere, and my girlfriend at the time was a Sonic fangirl and a weep. I regret everything. Sonic R brings back good memories. So anyway, man, we've been streaming for like an hour and I haven't been talking about my thoughts on Far Cry 5. this like starts off. It's a freaking thumbnail in there. Joseph Seed. Far Cry 5. What do I think of Far Cry 5? Would I recommend it? Would I tell people that that you guys should buy Far Cry 5 or something like that? Far Cry 5 is a pretty solid sandbox game. It is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with Far Cry 5, a lot of very ridiculous things that I do in Far Cry 5, a lot of ridiculous things to do. You get to hunt down bull's testicles, you get to see the freaking bald eagle coming towards you as the American anthem plays out in the background with the American flag and tons of explosions. It's a very American game, very much an American game. So it's definitely it's just American in every sense of the word. And the journalists and the people got pissed because it doesn't tackle current American politics. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Apparently I'm just want to check my Steam. I played it for 30 hours, about 28 hours specifically, but let's just say I'm pretty sure I played it a little bit longer than that. I played it for like 30 hours and I beaten it in that time. It is certainly a game that is worth your time if you want to spend like $60 for a video game. And 28 hours, I haven't finished all the side quests. I just rushed into the story after I take down the 3 brothers and sisters that Joseph Seed had. I just go straight to him and beat them. The problem that I have with Far Cry 5 is the story. The story is not exactly memorable. I do love the boss fight. Like, the boss fight is very interesting. It's certainly quite unique. Every villain has their own unique boss fight, and all of them are really... It's unique. Not necessarily good, but it's different. Like, I know that they're gonna shove drugs at you, and you're gonna need to fight them with drugs, but... hey, at least putting the main character in drug and somehow have the fantasy work in is still much better than, just shooting them traditionally. And in a lot of ways, this works an advantage to this game. The drugs certainly make the game to have a lot more fantasy elements in it and a lot more elements on down the rabbit hole and the insanity part. And it is certainly interesting the way they did the boss fight, the way they did the characters, the way they did the story, the way they try to integrate the story somehow. But the problem is the three villains, the first 3 villains before Joseph Seed, the first 3 villains are just boring. Like, they're not that interesting. They don't really have a lot of motivation. And I think one of the contributing factors in why this is because the main protagonist is silent. He or she, because you can create your own character now, he or she doesn't really say much. He or she doesn't really say much to this entire thing. And because of that, you don't really feel any sorts of conflict between the characters. And that is sad, because I would love to see more conflict more disagreements between the villains and everything like that. I would also love to see a character arc of some sort. I want to see the protagonist change from one part of a character into the other part of the character. And here's the thing. In one of the endings, there is an implication that the protagonist will change. But in another ending, we're going to get to the endings later. But for now, I'm just going to say that the 3 villains are boring. They're not interesting in any sort of manner. They have interesting ideas, but they're executed in a manner that I just don't really find interesting. Joseph Seed doesn't have a lot of screen time, surprisingly. He doesn't. For a game that is based entirely on him as the god, reverend, as the prophet of the entire Eden's Gate, he doesn't really have a lot of screen time. A lot of the screen time are mostly devoted on his minions and his companions, his brothers and sisters. No, Joseph Seed could have been done so much better. Like, he could have had a lot more screen time, could have had more time to develop his character, but unfortunately, he just doesn't really have a lot of screen time. He just doesn't really have too much going on into him. Credits where credits due. The boss fight with him is, it's great. I love it. It is a really good boss fight. Really good boss fight. I didn't expect, like, it is one of those, it's very engaging boss fight. Boss fight with him, I won't spoil how it is, but it is certainly built in a way that makes you to feel that you actually fought all this time for this. Like all this time, you basically try to conquer the outpost, to basically save the rest of the resistance. You save everybody, save every member. And then the people that you save are going to go in there. They're going to jump in to destroy you, all of you guys. You're going to destroy Joseph Seed. That moment felt satisfying. Like, you finally, it feels like the progress that you have done throughout the entire game has finally come and go into that specific location, into that specific place. The progress that you've done is there. So it's certainly worth it. It is certainly worth it if you gather up all of the specialist companions in the game. Gather up all the specialist companions. They will help you in the final battle. All of them. And even the ones that will not help you, even though the ones that are not specialists necessarily, they're just people who are involved in the story of each of the regions so much. They will help you in battle against Joseph Seed. And that is intense. I love it. And the final fight is pretty intense at all. I love the battle. I love the final fight. The problem with the final fight. The problem with the final fight is that it's there are 3 endings. The first one is a secret ending where you don't cuff Joseph Seed. Bad ending, obviously. Doesn't really lead too much. It's not as, like, the Far Cry 4 at least has one good ending, and that's when you stay in that freaking diner, table with Pagan Min. That's the good ending of Far Cry 4. The rest of it is just bad ending, because Golden Path, both of the leaders are fucked. Like, they're relatable in some ways, they have sympathetic, but both of them are fucked in the head. Like, if you choose one, they will execute the other. That's one. Or the other will just flee and escape and just run away, which is fucking evil. So you're no better than Pagan Min in a lot of ways. You're just a completely different dictator in the end. And in Far Cry 5, should I spoil the ending here? I guess I should spoil the ending here. I actually, no, I wouldn't spoil. Without spoiling anything, both endings are shit. Both endings are shit. And I think this has been an issue with Far Cry, a lot of the Far Cry games in general. Far Cry 3, the 2 endings that Far Cry 3 has, one ending was garbage. The other was not garbage, but not satisfying. It just doesn't have the same punch as the other one. It ends with a very bittersweet note. And I guess because Far Cry 3 in some ways is a very bittersweet game in some ways, it's character study of Jason becoming the monster. In some ways it should have ended in a very bad manner, and I guess I can sort of expect that. But Far Cry 5's ending is shockingly depressing. for a very upbeat game. The game is very upbeat, it's very cheerful, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but then the ending pops and it's like, I'm starting to question that. Is the game really taking itself too seriously? Because there are elements in the game where it doesn't take itself too seriously, and then there are elements where it does take itself too seriously. But the elements that when it does take itself too seriously, I usually dismiss them because, well, they're done in such an over-the-top manner that I couldn't help but not to take it seriously. But then you have the endings, it is done in a grim and depressing manner that you just can't help but to feel depressed out of getting out of the game. You come out of the game not feeling happy and cheerful. You get out of that game feeling empty. Like it just snaps, it ends. You feel empty. You feel lost. You just have nothing. Like there's nothing. It's terror and then nothing. And the endings are disappointing. Far Cry 5, great game, really great sandbox, but that ending, those 3 endings. Better than 4 in a lot of ways, yes. Better than 4. And please don't do any more movie reviews. You only review superhero movies, not actual cinema. Just stick to games and waifu. No, I will keep doing movie reviews. If I want to do movie reviews, I will keep doing movie reviews. Have you watched World Class Bullshitters? Give them a watch, but you stop watching these shitty crash grab DCEU, MCU, and Star Wars movies after watching them. No! No, just because I watched one guy and I decided I'm gonna stop watching DCEU, MCU, and Star Wars. No. I will watch them because I genuinely like a lot of their works. Like, okay, Star Wars is not exactly booming right now. Star Wars has been crap. But still, I want to see where the series goes. It's a pop culture icon. It's people that it is the big thing now. I want to see what the big thing now is going to lead. I want to see where it goes because I'm going to talk about pop culture. Everybody on the internet is talking about pop culture stuff, so I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss the MCU. I don't want to miss DCU. I don't want to miss Star Wars. I don't want to miss pretty much any sorts of pop culture sorts of movies. You know, Ready Player One, the Tomb Raider, Pacific Rim Uprising. I just watched it. The best character in Far Cry 5 is Cheeseburger the Bear. I actually like the what was the animal? I forgot. The cougar more. Yeah. Far Cry 5 equals Outlast 2, but more gun, action, less horror in the daytime, more America. No, Outlast 2 is a shit game. Oh, Outlast 2 is shit. I haven't played it, but my friend said it is. Outlast 1 is much more coherent, has a much better story. Outlast 2 is just shit, apparently. No offense, but give The Dark Knight Rises another watch. You will thank me. Don't be a bandwagoner like the left who hates Trump because CNN said so. What? What are you talking about? Another one I'm not sure is hated. Final Fantasy World. Right. Get to the comments here. You do realize that these pop culture movie reviewers are paid reviewers. World-class bullshitters exposes that, i.e. Chris Cuckman. So, I disagree with him a lot. I disagree with his opinions at Ready Player One. I disagree with Jeremy Johns with Ready Player One. He's paid reviewer. So fucking what? Don't you think the whole you do nothing, you get the good ending shtick is annoying? I mean, you pay $60 just to get the game and can wank its fingers at you for daring to do shit. The thing is, with Far Cry 4, it's not necessarily the goal for it. It's a secret ending. It's not necessarily like the entire point of it. But I do think that it is BS that for a game, the game doesn't give you much options with Far Cry 4. Because the game gives you a lot of these freedoms and everything like that. At least with Spec Ops, it is a linear game. Like, the story is predetermined. You're going to feel guilty anyway. But in Far Cry, it gives you a lot of freedom. So it surprised me that it didn't give me the freedom to go with Pagan Min, you know. Far Cry 30 and Knuckles. If the computer has at least Windows XP, it'll run Steam and play Doom 2. What computer is best for Steam games? Well, I don't know how to answer that because many computers, many different specs. But one thing I can do answer is that my computer is it's an Asus ROG GL553VD laptop with a 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, GTX 1050, Intel Core i7 7700HQ. I play Far Cry 5 in this machine, and I can play it in Ultra at 720p with around 50 to 60 FPS. Not really consistent, so let's see here. How can I message you? Because I have a drawing of you eating rocks and I don't know how to send it. Send it on Twitter, fam. Send it on Twitter. Either DM or just publicly at me on Twitter. I'll retweet it. If it's good. But if it's not, I'm just gonna save it. I'll just say thank you for it. What else? Far Cry close laugh. Far Souls prepare to cry. Far Cry beats Assassin's Creed. Far Cry already meets Assassin's Creed, so yeah. Far Cry Strike Swamp. Far Cry Newer Vegas. I love your movie reviews. Oh, thank you. I don't think I do as good as movie reviews, to be perfectly honest. I think I could have done much better with my movie reviews, and because the thing is, my opinions are not exactly popular in terms of movies. Like I said, like I hated Warcraft, but everybody else loved that film. I watched it. I thought it was generic. It was just bleh. But fans of Warcraft really like it. So yeah. Far Cry Total War. What do you think of SJW views on Far Cry 5? I already made a video on that. Please check out my previous video on it's called The One Big Megaphone. That's the video. Thoughts on Senran Kagura? Not the sort of game that I would play. Not really a big fan of the game. What is this drama about Channel Awesome? Man, you have been missing a lot. But unfortunately, I put the stream at ultra low latency, which means that you cannot scroll back to actually find out what's going on. So to sum up my what's happening with Channel Awesome, basically the former contributors of Channel Awesome aired their complaints in the Google Docs document. You can actually check the Google Docs document down below. A lot of these involve the mishandling of management of Mike Michaud, the CEO. A lot of incompetence from Doug and Rob Walker. A lot of very stupid drama, etc., etc., etc. Yada yada yada. We've already talked about that. If you want to go on even further, please watch the stream when it's finished or consult the document on the link down below. The only comic movies I'm looking forward to are New Mutants, Venom, and maybe Deadpool 2. I heard that New Mutants have a lot of... there are going to be reshoots happening on New Mutants. That doesn't show a good sign. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Yeah. Far Cry Shogun. How are they going to do Far Cry Shogun? It's going to be melee weapons? I don't think so. Far Cry Malaria Simulator, I already did that. It's called Far Cry 2. Farmville Cry. we're gonna tackle freaking Far Cry puns now. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to let's we've been seeing for an hour and 25 minutes. I'm just gonna go just for a bit here, share a couple of memes that I find before we properly wrap the stream up. Unless if I have any dumb articles to tackle, or maybe dumb videos, because there are dumb videos. Boo boy. Let's see if I have some cringe here. No, not really. Not much cringe. Disappointing. I would love to see more cringe here, but nope. That video's a bit too long. I don't think it's cringe, but still, not much cringe. But I want to share some memes. So let's far cringe. Nice. Far Cry Star Citizen. Far Cry Control Alt Delete. Far cringe. Rogue One had reshoots and that turned out decent, but that's because they went darker, deeper, and more realistic. Would have liked to see Vader chop a rebel's head off with a lightsaber. Rogue One was bleh. The only good moment that was with Darth Vader in the end. The rest was meh. The rest was just meh. Tom Clancy's Far Cry. I think that should have been a thing. Tom Clancy's Far Cry. Anyway, let's get to the memes here. Just for a bit. Man, I don't know where the original picture for this one is, but I just love this cosplay. Just straight up smoke. Floppy just straight up smoke when it is very, very delicious smoke. But unfortunately, I don't really like smoking so much, but I like Rogue One, everyone dies, and I end up happy seeing idiots die in movie form. Alright, nice. Just another day at university. I don't know what they mean as traps illustrated here, but if this is the sort of book that Fred is reading, it is a very interesting book. I'm not sure what they mean as traps illustrated. I am trying to figure it out, but what kind of traps do they mean? I mean, there is a bear trap in there, but it could refer to other traps. I read it for the ads, I swear. Yeah, exactly. Of course, Fred. I love this one so much. I love this one so much. Y'all know this happened if you microwave it for 3 minutes. No. Just don't do that. Like, I rarely interact with microwaves, but don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do this. Bitch ass nigga. Oh, bitch ass nigga. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is amazing. Oh. The microwave aluminium is the offspring of that one prank where people thought you could change your iPhone, charge your iPhone to the microwave. Yes. God. Just don't do that. Also, don't do American cartoon reviews except maybe SpongeBob, since a lot of these voice actors shove their beliefs down your throat. One, I don't watch a lot of American cartoons anyway, so why would I do reviews of it? And two, even if I do, why should I not do reviews of them because the voice actors shove down their throat? Your logic does not... I cannot compute with your logic. Please elaborate to me. At least it's more cringe than the whole iPhone thing. And here's the final one for today. Some Indiana Jones shit. Indiana Jones. Lamau, I meant Indiana Jones, but that works. That is a very good typo. Freudian blessing on this holy weekend. Fan art, please. And then somebody drew Zone and a freaking Indiana Jones. Oh, that is a very big dick trophy right there. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the rest of it. Yeah. So, unless we have any sorts of... Do I save any cringe? I should have saved some cringe, because that would be interesting if I... Why? I like some weird shit on Twitter. Oh my god! Like, I don't like hentais anymore on Twitter because I don't want. I try to give the courtesy to people who follow me. Like, Hey Appa, stop liking hentai. It shows up in my feed. Unfortunately, I cannot. There's not a single setting on Twitter that can make me to stop having Twitter to recommend hentai to show what I like. But I certainly have some weird shit on Twitter. If you want to see some weird shit, check my likes page on Twitter. I've certainly liked some very weird shit. Oh, this one. I would also love to talk about this one. You're lying about the hentai, right? No, I'm not. I'm not lying about the hentai. I don't press the like button on Twitter to on hentais. I don't do that anymore because people have been telling me that I should stop doing that, so I did. I just stopped. That doesn't mean I don't like hentai in general. I just not like press the like button on Twitter when watch hentai. You know what happened this weekend? It snowed heavily on April Fool's Day or Easter, and now it's raining nonstop. Far Cry 69, Zone's Journey to the West. That is interesting. This one, I want to talk about this one. I made a joke about this. I made a joke about this. I made a joke about this. Like, I made a joke about this when the product Head and Shoulders. When the product, there's a freaking. I literally used the freaking shampoo. For fuck's sake, I used this shampoo, Head and Shoulders. I used this freaking shampoo. I made a joke, Head and Shoulders. Why do you name your shampoo Head and Shoulders? Would you just continue with it to knees and toes, body wash per shampoo? And then the joke became canon. I have made this joke canon. This joke has become canon. It is insane. It's going to canon. My joke has become canon. That is amazing. I don't want to drag too much in, but come on, my likes Twitter page. Do you have any videos that I can cringe on? Because if there is a cringy video, I would love to see it. Okay, I like one hentai, but other than that, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't like any hentai. I don't press the like button on Twitter on hentais anymore. That's a shame. Where are we? Where are we? No cringe? No cringy videos? There's headpat. There's a headpat gif. That is very lewd. Holy shit. There's a very lewd headpat gif. Actually, I'm not gonna show it. You can see it on my Twitter likes page. What else do we have? No, seriously, no cringe, no good. What the fuck? Oh yeah, who is this? Who the hell is this? Can anybody explain to me who this is? I don't know who this is, but this video's topic is certainly interesting. What is this? What is this? What is this? I was just browsing randomly on my Twitter likes page, agreeing with somebody who said, "Wow, this is horrible." I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Somebody explain this to me. This is Look at that expression. That is an expression. That is an expression that says he is asking the real questions. Oh my god, that's fucking insane. Why would you do that? Come on, Twitter likes page. No cringe. No. Unfortunately not. Oh, it was the Tekken fan. I don't think that's not good enough cringe for me. Nothing much. Wow, my Twitter likes page has been boring. Oh, there's a good Iconwald fan art. There's a fan art called Iconwald with a freaking hentai character on his side. That's pretty funny. But it's already on Mr. Medicor's video in the intro, literally. So, nothing much. Oh, that's not much. Mostly talk about the YouTube shooting. Nothing much. That's the end of my likes, Twitter likes page. Very boring stuff. I need to like some weirder stuff. Anyway, no, Christ. This is actually a very good standoff for this video. Sama, what you are looking at is cancer. What have I just walked into? Amos for ye. Do you like lolis? No, I hate lolis. They're really, really annoying freaking kids. The YouTube shooting never happened. Actually, it does happen. When Club Penguin Ruin was still on, I personally found out that hentai was a ban-worthy word there. Huh. Okay, to end the stream, I want to show you this. Thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Take care so much. I hope you guys are doing very well. Bye.